Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all the ships at sea. Today, September 11th, 2022. I want to share my story of what happened 21 years ago today when the planes hit those towers in New York City. I was on my way to work. I hadn't left the house yet, and I turned on the news like I do every morning just to catch up. And I seen one of the towers was on fire. It was way up high up towards the top of the tower. And I had my son's friend with me, and I said, "Oh my God, Frank, how are they going to put out that fire?" And then just as I was saying that, the second tower exploded, and they re-racked it. I guess they call it. They rewound the tape, and they showed the plane in slow motion hitting the tower. So I turned to him and I said, "We're at war." I knew it wasn't, an accident. It was obvious. It was a terrible, terrible time. And a few days went by, and it was on Saturday, the weekend after, and there was a tattoo parlor in Selden, Long Island, New York. I believe it was Cliff's Tattoo, was offering freedom tattoos for anybody who came and gave a donation to the Red Cross. They put a box over there. So I went down there with my wife and Frank, and we got our tattoos, and there was a few people hanging out in the front there. And I remember thinking to myself, we should get something started out there. So Frank and I had went home, and we got a big piece of plywood, and we wrote on. I don't exactly remember exactly what we spray painted on the plywood, but it's something, of course, to support the effort to clean up that mess over there. And a few people started gathering around, and I went to the local businesses over there, because everybody had flags out, just support. And I asked them, "Can we borrow their flags so that we can give them to the people to wave them and that were gathering outside the tattoo parlor?" And we did that, and then while we were standing out there was a pizza place. I believe it was Frank's Pizza in Selden, Long Island, who donated like 10 pizza pies. So they bought them inside the tattoo parlor, and I said, "Hey, this is a good idea." I said, "Why don't we take some of these slices of pizza outside and sell them to the people in the crowd?" So we did that. We had like a $1 a slice. And we still had a whole bunch of pizza pies left. So we said, "Oh, well, maybe we could just take them out to the road there." And it was a 2 lanes in each direction road. It was Middle Country Road in Selden. And we were standing there with the pizza pies in our hands. I had a couple, and Frank had a couple, and we were holding them out there. And people were coming by, and they were. We would give them a pizza pie for just a donation. Didn't matter what the donation was. Some people took the pizza, and most of the people just gave us the money. And there was mostly all $20 bills. These people were dropping us off. And most of them didn't even take the pies. They just said, "Here, no, take it. We don't want it." So we would go back inside and get some more pizzas and bring them back outside, and drop the money into the Red Cross box. And lo and behold, the guy down at the pizza place dropped off 10 more pizza pies. So we went back out into the road, and we'd done this for a couple of hours. And before long, what was happening was there was a line of cars. I get a little emotional if I think about it. There was a line of cars going down the highway that were coming up to the traffic light, and all they did was they had their hands out the window with the money in their hands. They weren't even taking the pizzas. They weren't interested in that. It was just a steady procession of cars in each direction, slowed down, and as they were coming past us, they had their money held out the window in their hands. and we had stuffed our pockets with the money, and front pockets, back pockets, and in our socks. And then we would run inside and drop off the money into the Red Cross box and go back outside. It was a very, very emotional day that everybody had come together, and everybody understood what was going on. And I never even found out what the amount of money that we raised was, but it was incredible how many times we had to go inside because our pockets were bulging with $20 bills and drop off the money at the Red Cross box. I'm not sure. I haven't been back there in many years. But they used to have the photographs of that day under glass on the counter of the tattoo parlor. It was an incredible, incredible time for people, that patriots, that come together to understand what was going on. It was a terrible, terrible, terrible time what happened, but it was also very rewarding to understand the patriotism of people and say, you know what, you don't come to the United States and do something like this here. We're going to come together. There was a song that said that, we can fight amongst ourselves, but you outside people better leave us alone. It was a great, great, great day out there, and cars were honking their horns, the flags were flying, and before you know it, the crowd of people outside the tattoo parlor had grown to probably more than 100 people. It was just incredible. Everybody was out there and supporting what happened. This devastating thing that happened to us that day. But that reminds us, of the goodness of the people in our country. So when we think about today, how things are getting really bad in this country, we better understand that eventually, when things get really, really bad, we do come together. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. And rest in peace, all the victims of 9/11.